it's obvious that baseball and sports in general extend beyond just playing the game. It prepares you for life in a lot of ways.
Mm.
As cliche as it sounds, what are some goals that you think coaches should have when, or coaches and parents, like if you're coaching your kid, uh, what are some of your goals in coaching your kid? Obviously, you want your kid to play in the big leagues if they want to, or banana ball, whatever it might be. But beyond that, what are some of your goals in coaching them that you want for life? Something that I heard you say earlier that your dad said I think is so wise. Like, I want, as I'm coaching this kid, I want them to want to play again next year. So I want them to have a good time. Having that as a goal, I think, really informs your day-to-day decisions and the way that you coach. I think that's super wise. Are there any other takeaways like that you guys might have that
Mm.
coaches and parents should strive for? What should be some of your goals as you coach kids?
It's funny. I feel like, generally speaking, you can put most coaches into one of two buckets. And I think the first bucket is someone that gets into coaching because they had a bad coach growing up. And they feel like this experience, it was so tough on them that it actually motivated them to want to right that wrong in their own life, with their own teams. And I think the other bucket is coaches that get into coaching because they had this overflow of like a positive experience. And I think, like, when you have like a good coach growing up, it makes the biggest difference in the world. And I think parents really need to evaluate coaches a little harder. And you don't want your kid to go and play for a coach that gets into coaching because he felt like he was wrong or he wants to fix something from when he was a player. But rather, like, you want to play for a coach that has that overflow of like just wanting to like share that same good experiences with their players. And it's funny, like with the Bananas, we get to meet so many families and so many young baseball players. And you hear horror stories about youth baseball. You really do. But then you also hear like the other end of that of things that go super well. And so, like, to any, parents listening to this, I would really encourage you guys to evaluate a little harder the kind of program that you're going to send your kids to go play and spend a lot of hours with another role model, coach, authoritative figure, and also their teammates a little bit. And so you guys might disagree on that, but I would love to kind of see parents, yeah, like be a little bit more careful with the programs that are going into, because youth baseball now is turning into this like mecca and there's so much money involved. And it's heartbreaking a little bit, but there's still so many good coaches out there. And I would love to see, those good coaches get the recognition and yeah, to make a bigger impact on like a larger group of kids.
That reminds me real quick. My coach in high school, his name was Kip Gross, and we had this transfer student from Korea, never played baseball before, knew nothing about baseball, learned English the year before, barely knew English. For some reason, came and tried out for the team. Never played, I don't think, any sport a day in his life.
Yeah.
His name was Kyle, and our coach like didn't know his name, and so called him Larry. And he just like called him that from day one. And I mean, he got a couple at bats throughout the whole year, and we would put him into play. Knew nothing about baseball. He didn't even really know English. He would just like send us memes every once in a while. But Larry was like the greatest part of that team, because our coach Kip would just like at the end of every practice, he'd like finish saying his spiel. And he'd be like, "All right, Larry, what do you got, man?" Then like he would just like put Larry on the spot to break the team down and tell us, I don't know, hype us up for the. He would just he was Larry was such a big part of that team. We ended up winning CIF that year.
Oh yeah.
But like Larry was such a glue guy and had zero baseball experience, and he was on the varsity team and he was there every day, and it was the greatest thing ever having Larry there. So like I think what you're saying, like finding a coach that can like see the human in each player, like that's so key. And that's where you want your kids playing, is in that kind of environment, because then everyone on the team should feel important and valued, because they are. They are important. And so that came to mind for some reason. I need to just go say what's up to Larry.
I think that's hilarious. So like humor is such an important aspect of like enjoying anything, not just sports, but life. Like we're meant to laugh and enjoy each other's presence more. And like sports is not an exception to that. Like we should be enjoying sports even more than our everyday life. We should be looking forward to a practice, or looking forward to hanging out with our teammates, looking forward to being around our coach and enjoying each other and laughing. I think that's the environment that you want to create, is just like humor. And yeah, I don't know. Like if I guess advice to a coach or to a parent for their own kid, like let them go and find that environment. Like, yeah, definitely you want to choose a coach. Like if they choose baseball or something, like look for, like a coach in that sport or somebody nearby that's going to make them laugh and enjoy themselves. But let them go find their environment that they like, whatever team they mesh with the best, whatever sport they like the best. Like, let them go and learn. Like, you can't just like give your kid something. Like, they have to go kind of like learn it on their own. Yeah. And there was like a lot, like it was like probably a good thing for me to have some like not so great coaches along the way to realize like, oh, that's I don't want to be around that environment.